Was there any truth to CIA and aliens that they have bases on the moon or Mars? He said he has seen no proof, but aliens do have bases on moons of Jupiter and Saturn. The CIA opts in other countries, not planets. And that's all he said about that. But I did do a video a while back on the disclosure project that has sadly come to an abrupt end. I believe it was Bill Clinton that stopped the disclosure project from going through. They had evidence that supported the fact that there was a military installation on the moon, on our moon, and that we had weaponized space, and that we were very, very, very prominently told that we were not to do such things. Okay? Other bases that are connected to this is Area 51, like I said, the Luna base, and the Montauk base in Rhode Island. Now, he was asked if there were levels below level 7, and he said yes, there are, but he has no idea where they go because they were off limits, and elevators needed the Umbra clearance to access. Mine was Ultra 7. Now, I don't have the list of clearance levels, but I am planning on getting that to see exactly how many levels of clearance that differs. But apparently it was a lot deeper than 7 levels, but it's only 7 levels that have been reported. He said he had access to an alien craft that was, he said the floors were odd and spongy feeling, and an unusual pink-purple lighting. The crew said the floor was rigid in flight, and the lighting changes to bright blue or white, and the entire aircraft scaled down in size. When compared to the average human, halls curved and they were narrow, but they somehow seemed larger when you were inside them. Certain areas, the outermost sections, almost felt and looked alive. He was never taken up in one, so therefore he never got to fly. Level 7 is more commonly called Nightmare Hall. It does have another name called the Vivarium. He started realizing something was wrong when somebody had repeatedly told him that he was abducted, and he was sure people were looking for him. He was camping with his family when it happened, and he needed to get out of there. Well, he got curious after a while, and he was told, don't speak to these people because it would ruin years and years and years of progress, because they were dealing with the psychological aspect of these people, and if you spoke to them, then it would totally disrupt every bit of progress they made. So he never spoke to this man. However, he started getting curious, and he had a buddy of his, which happened to be a cop, look up this guy's name. And he said he bumped into the guy in the street and was curious about him. He was not allowed to say anything about the base or anything like that, so he didn't. And sure enough, the guy was missing. He was reported missing. And when he went back to work the next Monday, the guy wasn't in that cell anymore, and he doesn't know what happened to him. So he started realizing that things were not quite as they seemed. And then a group of other workers approached him and showed him evidence of these things, and said that they needed to do something to expose everything here. And they started to put together a group. This reptilian came to Tom. He said he was inspecting a camera near an exit tunnel, and he stooped down, pretending to scrape dirt, and quietly said, "A few of us agreed that you are singular in your interest in missing human reports. If true, walk away. If untrue, destroy my life now." I silently walked toward one of the wide open halls. It was the first time I knew the reptilians could have individual thoughts and opinions. They formed a uniform front with a small variety of interests. Well, that's what we thought, at least. It was a few days before I heard from him again. We met with 3 of them later. Me and Gordon, which was one of the people who had approached him and told him that they wanted to expose everything. They talked for 3 hours, and after the resistance got bigger and bolder, it ended when military assault was made via the exit tunnels and executed anyone on their list, human or reptilian. We fought, no weapons, it was a massacre. Everyone was screaming and running. The halls were filled as full as possible. We believe it was Delta Force because the uniforms and weapons that were used. They did it during a shift change and killed as many named on their list as they could. We ran to the 3rd level exit tunnels. Gordon was killed, and I vaporized the assassin and ran, still running, and I still don't know who betrayed us. Now, I have some other things that I want to get your guys' opinion about. If you think there's any connection to this base, then let me know. And I will go ahead and do my own independent research and let you know what I think. Okay? So here are some other things. Robert Lazar, the DULCE Wars, the CIA Stormtroopers, the DULCE Base Security, Groom Wars, which were below Area 51, Black Monk, MJ-12, Delta Force, Black Berets, Air Force Blue Berets, Secret Service, FBI Division 5, Michael Wolf, PI-40, and Magic, spelled M-A-J-I-C. Now apparently these are all either battles of some sort, names of people, or names of organizations. Now one thing I want to point out is anything that has black in its name is going to be hard to find. Because black means secret. It's in the dark. It's black. It's not known about. So keep that in mind. Now some of you are wondering what Air Force and FBI and Secret Service and all that has to do with any of this. Well, they were apparently named as being groups of people that were in part in having a hand in DULCE itself. So you know, at times certain people from certain organizations were seen there, and that's why they are being named. Now, he goes in to explain his weapon, which is a flash gun or an armor lux weapon, which bears a striking resemblance to a camera flash gun, but is a little different. But I'm not going to get into that, and I'm not going to get into anything else of their conversations at this point in time.